Have you ever wondered how much longer will Earth exist? Will our blue planet vanish in just a few thousand years? A few million years? Or only after billions of years? Let's find out the answer. Right now, Earth is more than 4.5 billion years old. During that time, it has witnessed the birth, evolution, and even extinction of countless life forms. For us humans, an individual's lifetime is nothing more than a grain of sand in Earth's vast timeline. We came into being only about 300,000 years ago. That's like a blink of an eye compared to the planet's long history. And yet, in the coming thousands or millions of years, there are several threats that could endanger life on Earth. For example, massive asteroid impacts, supervolcano eruptions, or extreme climate change, largely caused by human activity. These events could wipe out most life forms or change the surface of our planet dramatically. However, none of them will completely destroy the planet itself. They may wipe out life or change the surface dramatically, but Earth will still remain. So when will our home planet actually disappear? The answer lies in our central star, the Sun. And the short answer is that Earth still has billions of years left before its final destruction. To understand how we got there, let's start from scratch. When was Earth born? Our planet formed gradually over hundreds of millions of years, assembling from a giant rotating disk of dust and gas that surrounded the young sun. The rocky material started clumping together around 4.56 billion years ago. At first, these rocks were called planetesimals, ranging in size from kilometers to tens of meters across. Gravity caused them to collide and stick together until they grew into... Eventually, they became the Earth and other rocky bodies in the inner solar system. This process of planet formation, however, continued beyond the orbit of Mars, forming the gas giants Jupiter, Neptune, Saturn, and Uranus. But their birth took millions more years. The Sun is the powerhouse of the solar system. Its gravity keeps everything in check, and its light and warmth make life possible on Earth. But it also plays a critical role in shaping the future of our planet. As it runs out of hydrogen fuel, its behavior will change dramatically, and eventually it will swallow up our home planet. But how exactly will this happen? Well, in about 5 billion years, the Sun will run out of fuel. It will expand into a massive red giant, growing so large that it could engulf the inner planets. Scientists believe that when this happens, Earth will either be swallowed by the Sun or scorched into a dry, lifeless rock. Either way, our planet as we know it will no longer exist. But before we get there, the Sun will go through several stages of stellar evolution that will affect Earth in big and small ways. First off, as the Sun ages, it will slowly begin to expand. In about 10 billion years, it will reach the so-called red giant branch and become a true red giant. At this point, the Sun will start shedding its outer layers, and Earth will get a front row seat to this cosmic show. The intense heat and radiation will likely sterilize the planet, killing off all life and vaporizing oceans and atmosphere. But Earth won't be alone. The Venus and Mars will suffer the same fate as the Sun continues to expand. Mercury, however, will be too close to the star and will likely get completely evaporated. Next, in about 5 billion years, the Sun will evolve into a horizontal branch star. This phase is relatively short compared to other stellar evolutionary stages and will last only a few million years. During this time, the Sun will fuse helium into carbon and oxygen in its core. On Earth, people might mistake the Sun for a white dwarf at this stage, but don't be fooled. The star will still be hot enough to fry any remaining life on our planet. As the Sun runs out of helium and ignites the carbon in its core, it will enter the asymptotic giant branch phase and become even larger. This time, Earth will face extreme weather events such as massive storms and high tides. The planet's surface will be cracked and broken due to volcanic activity and radiation. By the end of this phase, Earth will be a scorched and lifeless rock. Finally, the Sun will shed its outer layers and leave behind a white dwarf. The once massive star will be reduced to a small, dense, hot remnant of its former self. At this stage, the sun will no longer generate enough energy to sustain life on Earth or any other planet in the solar system. However, the sun's influence won't end there. Even as a white dwarf, it will continue to emit faint light and heat from its hot surface. Moreover, the white dwarf will have a strong magnetic field that will extend far beyond Earth's orbit. This will keep our planet trapped in a frozen wasteland for millions of years. So what can we expect during these final moments of the Earth? The sky will be filled with shooting stars as debris from the sun burns up in our atmosphere. The Earth's orbit will become unstable, causing extreme shifts in seasons and weather patterns. The gravitational pull of the sun will also affect the moon, possibly causing catastrophic tidal waves. Then the final chapter will begin. When the sun reaches Earth, our planet will experience its final hours. The sky will turn a deep red color as the star engulfs our planet. The sun's scorching heat will vaporize the oceans and atmosphere, turning Earth into a lifeless cinder. Any remaining life forms will be completely wiped out. In the last moments of Earth, people might witness the birth of a new star system, as the sun gives birth to a planetary nebula. This will be a cloud of gas and dust that will surround the newly formed white dwarf. The nebula will glow brightly for thousands of years, marking the end of the sun's life cycle. How does this affect us? Well, since Earth won't exist anymore, we won't be around to see any of this. But it is still fascinating to imagine how the death of the sun will shape the future of our universe. What can we do to prevent this? Some scientists theorize that humanity might be able to save Earth from the sun by building a gigantic magnetic shield that will deflect the star's expanding atmosphere. However, this is just a far-fetched idea, and it is highly unlikely that we ever be able to do this. Others believe that we should focus on exploring space and finding new planets to colonize before it is too late. But again, this is easier said than done. Most experts agree that the best course of action is to focus on protecting our planet now. The sun won't destroy Earth for billions of years, but who knows what other threats might come our way in the meantime. Climate change, natural disasters, pandemics, and economic crises are just some of the challenges we face today that could potentially wipe out humanity if we don't take action. Moreover, even if we manage to survive these threats, the sun's eventual demise will mean the end of life as we know it. Therefore, instead of worrying about a distant doomsday, the most important thing we can do is protect our planet now, so future generations will still have a home to live on. If you enjoyed this video, share it with your friends and family and comment below with your thoughts. We'd love to hear them. And if you haven't already, please subscribe for more updates on space exploration and scientific discoveries. Together, we can explore the vastness of our universe and uncover its many mysteries. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.